Welcome back to another video. Sam Walker is officially a Bantam. The first January window signing of 2024. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Like the video if you do go on to do so, and subscribe if you're new as well. 8 subscribers away from 250. All support is massively appreciated. Now, it's obviously a strange one to try and talk about him because there's so much going on around the club at the minute and so much distrust and overall no real ambition or faith towards the club at the minute from Harry Lewis leaving. I did a video on that on Wednesday. You can get me a reaction to that. I won't really talk about Lewis much because I've already said my bit on him, and now that era's gone. That's in the past now. We've got to look forward now to Sam Walker being our goalkeeper for 18 months. But when I look at the deal, I do think it is a strong signing, to be honest with you. I think he gives experience, obviously been at a lot of clubs, a lot of them on loan, but he's played a lot of games for Colchester, Kilmarnock in the last few years, but recently at Charlton came in as a number 2, number 3 because of an injury to their first choice keeper, I think. So he was just there for depth really. Played against, was it Cray Valley or someone in the FA Cup around November time, and had a poor game. So Charlton fans don't have a lot of praise to say about Sam Walker, whereas Kilmarnock fans couldn't stop praising him. They were quite sad to see him go, and they were talking about how good of a keeper he was for them in the Scottish Premiership last season. I think he played a few games over there, but I'll get into a club statement in a bit. But like I say, he gives experience. He's a commanding goalkeeper. He spoke about how he wants to be a calm and composed goalkeeper around his defenders and come and claim crosses, which is important for me when I want to see that in a keeper recently, especially under Lewis in the goal line. I haven't seen that. I've seen him just glued to his line, not coming for crosses, and then it's obviously not beating much confidence in the back line because they know they haven't got that safe hands coming to claim a cross. So I like that I've seen, and I've watched a few clips of him. Really good shot stopper. Especially at Kilmarnock, like I say, he did have a good spell there. Not really good with his distribution, which is something that I said in the Harry Lewis one when we were looking for a new goalkeeper. I'm not bothered about a keeper who in good with his feet. We don't need someone who's got good distribution under Graham Alexander because it's not a priority. We need someone who's a good shot stopper and got a good presence about him, and that's what Sam Walker's got. And at the end of the day in League 2, I don't think goalkeepers are massively important. You've got to be strong defensively. Goalkeepers at this level are always going to make mistakes. The key part of the game is what you do in both boxes, and that's how you limit the opposition scoring goals and getting into the areas to threaten the keeper, and obviously what you do in the other box to score the goals, and that's what we did last season. Lewis didn't have a lot to do last season because we defended well and limited teams to good opportunities. This season we haven't done that, and last season we had a goal scorer scoring 30 goals, and we were clinical in the opposition box, and that's why we were good. So at the end of the day, I don't think the keeper really matters. So bringing a 32-year-old who's got experienced, he's got that commanding traits, and he's got good presence. So I do like that, and I think the timing makes sense as well with his contract running up on Monday. I think it was, and it moved quite quickly, and we were able to get in a decent keeper for the level. So I'm not too bothered about that. The concerns I have around the scouting areas and the recruitment is that it's obviously come from Colin Doyle, because he even said, I don't know if he slipped up by saying this, but he said, what do I say? He said that City, the move came quickly, and they were talking to the club over the weekend, and he kept in contact with the club over the summer as well when Lewis was linked to Barnsley. So it was obviously something that Doyle and him kept in contact about, and when the move came for Lewis, he was going to be the next player who came in because it were a Doyle recommendation, and Ash Taylor as well probably might have had a word to say on it as well, with them both knowing Sam Walker. So it makes sense, but it is a shame. Not a shame, but it is an area of concern that it's another player who's been brought into a club that is either from Middlesbrough, is either a recommendation from a coach or a manager or a player, and or isn't going to go on to do well. Because we've had a lot of signs flop, we've had a lot of signs from Middlesbrough, and a lot of recommendations from either the managers or the coaching area. I don't see many signings where you look at Stephen Gent and you say, fair play, that's a fantastic bit of scouting, and kudos to that. You've done a good job there. So areas really have to be questioned in that department for me, because you're bringing in a Sam Walker, who's clearly a recommendation from elsewhere. But I will just read the statement from the club on Sam Walker being the new goalkeeper. The experienced 32-year-old has replaced Carlisle-bound Lewis on an 18-month deal. He'll make his debut for the Bantams this weekend at former club Colchester, where he made 213 appearances during a 5-year stint. Had a very good bit of his career over there. The 6'6" Walker has recently been down at Charlton, where he signed a short-term contract in October as an injury cover, making 3 cup appearances. He knows Colin Doyle well after spending a year together at Kilmarnock, where he left in the summer after playing 28 games last season. The former Chelsea product also had spells for Reading, Bristol Rovers and Northampton. Walker, who wear the number 1 shirt, said, "Firstly, it is an honour to be here at a football club of this magnitude, and it is a privilege to be able to put on the shirt, and I'm here to help the team and the club get back to where it belongs." The old sayings, which, just copy and paste, really. I have a really good relationship with Colin Doyle from my time at Kilmarnock. I really enjoyed working with him and was really interested in coming to a club like this. I've asked him out of my experiences in League 1 and 2 with a bit of time in Scotland. I am quite a calm figure in goal, so we'll be hoping to bring that to a back line. From what I've been told, we have a really good group here, so I'm just... obviously, they're going to tell him we've got a good group. A really good group that's sat in 14th. So I'm just looking forward to getting going and helping the club move towards the playoffs and beyond. I am hugely excited and honoured to be playing at Valley Parade. I cannot wait to see everyone out there, and I'm looking forward to getting us back to where we belong. I'm sure you've just said that. City goalkeeping coach Dahl said, "Sam is a great goalkeeper and really good professional who will bring bags of experience to the group." Charlton said, Walker joins Bradford City. Sam Walker's completed a permanent transfer to Bradford City following the expiration of his contract with Charlton. The 32-year-old goalkeeper who joined the club on a short-term deal in October 2023 made 3 appearances for the Addicts. Everyone at the club wishes Sam well for the future. And then having a quick look at the comment section on Twitter, X or whatever you bloody want to call it. Not a great start to coming out of the window. Stronger, is it, boys? He's not played a game yet. How many of you knew Lewis when he signed and went, "That's a great signing"? This is part of the game, and like it or not, we're a League 2 club and a selling club. I keep seeing the selling club, but I don't really see it, especially when you're selling a player who's 26 and replacing him with a 32-year-old. That's not what a selling club does. You look at your other clubs that I spoke about in the Lewis video. They get rid of a Lewis who's 26, replace him with a younger keeper, and then you sell him on. That's how you keep having this profit coming in. That's how you keep rebuilding and keep evolving a squad, not by doing a 32-year-old. But like I say, I'm not too against it. But it is a good point. With Lewis, didn't play a game, and he turned out to be a big player. Someone put, "Have you ever seen a bigger downgrade?" Yes. Aaron McLean for Naki Wells, and this guy hasn't even played for us yet. 18-month contract for another journeyman. Clubs is so amateur, it's unreal. A journeyman who's only had around 3 or 4 actual clubs. You can't judge a player on loans, especially a keeper. We'll say bugger off. Absolutely no ambition or thought behind it. I do agree with that. You look at the ambition, you look at the thought behind it. It's probably lazy because you're looking at players and areas in the club who knew him, and then you're talking about ambition. We haven't spent any money on a player when you've got so much money coming in from Lewis. It begs the question of, is the money just going straight back into Stefan's back pocket, which it probably is, to cover the funds from Mark Hughes. Best agent in football, that's coming from a Lincoln fan. Alright, talking away anyone. Colin, do you know anyone who could step into a place? Harry? Yeah. I do think that's probably a conversation that they might have had. Didn't even play for Charlton. 43 games played in the last 4 years, or 50 in the last 6. Whichever makes you feel better. Club going forward should be swapping Walker for Lewis, not the other way around. Don't look at Wikipedia when you're looking at stats. That's all I'd say. Welcome and good luck, Sam. It's not your fault you've been thrown under the bus. Definitely agree with that. Give him a chance at least. Short-term replacement with little ambition, but with some hope, could be quality. And that's what I'm going to leave it on. I think you've got to give him a chance. You look at Harry Lewis, big player miss, big personality, but you're bringing in a short-term replacement, not a lot of ambition, but he should come in and get the job done. The problem is, what is the job that's going to be done? Is it a job like Walker says, getting us into a playoffs and beyond, which I don't see. I don't see that happening this season with the competition and the fact that there's so many better clubs than us that are well run than us and have better squads and teams coming up and down. We're just going to get further away, in my opinion. What is the future of this signing? Because if it's just to get us over the line in the playoffs, I don't think that's going to happen. So then next season, he'll be 33. I don't think he'll decline by then. But there's no future to it, and there's no future to Bradford City. There's no long-term thinking at this football club because there ain't a long-term plan with the regime that we've got. But I will summarise on an 18-month deal. Like I say, hopefully it works out with him. Like I say, 32. It's not a bad age for a keeper. 6'6", good distribution, poor distribution, but got a good presence, and that's what I like. I wanted a keeper in who commands his area, comes for crosses, and gives confidence to a back line. Good shot stopper, and the timing makes sense. So let me know your thoughts on this signing in the comments down below. Like the video if you did. Watch the Harry Lewis video if you're not already, that came out on Wednesday. The preview came out yesterday as well. It would be massively appreciated if you go and watch that and give it some support. All the support is massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new. Rate subscribers away from 250. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Have a good one.